Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's understand the concept of citizenship, civics and community engagement. The civics and community engagement, the concept emerged when you understand the concept of being a citizen. What is a citizen? We usually say citizen or citizenship is a legal status, that you get a citizenship of this or that particular country and you become entitled to some very particular various rights and facilities. But being a citizen is way more than that. It's not just a legal status. Okay, we hear people say that, oh, I'm a Pakistani Canadian citizen, or I'm a Pakistani British Pakistani citizen. So what they mean by that is that they have originated in Pakistan, their parents or they were born in Pakistan, and they were naturalized in the US or the UK or Canada or whatever. But being a citizen is way more than that. We usually in Pakistan we have that he is Lahori, he is Karachiwal, he is Peshori, and in Peshawar there is a saying that Dil Peshori. Dil Peshori means having a heart of being a Peshawari. So that refers to the idea of being a citizen. So citizenship is more than the legal status; it's a social status, and being a citizen is also an identity. Basically, the idea emerged from the French word civis, and civis would meant being a townsman, somebody who lived in a town, or he or somebody who is an inhabitant of a certain area or a city. Citizen means inhabitant of a city. Especially, the citizen was compared against anybody who was not in the military or any other civil service. Means people who are not in the civil service or military service and other privileged men, they would be considered as citizen. So citizen, one of the way of defining citizen is an inhabitant of a city or a town. We can say a citizen, a city dweller. Or citizen also refers to a civilian as distinguished from specialized servant of the state. For example, soldiers were sent to protect the citizens. But here soldiers are somebody else, citizens are me and you, common people who reside in who dwell in a city. It is also the concept of citizen can also be taken in the sense of a free man or an inhabitant of a country or a free member of a state or a nation, not an alien one. By alien here we mean somebody who is not a citizen of a particular country. If you go from Pakistan to Sri Lanka, you are alien there. You are a tourist. You are not a citizen. In terms of citizenship, you are not a citizen. You are an alien. Or if an Afghani comes to Pakistan, he is not a citizen of Pakistan. He or she is an alien. Or a private person. We would say she is a private person. Adam Smith, basically we know him from economics, but he wrote more than the economics. He also wrote a book on the theory of moral sentiments. And his saying is about the citizen, he says that he is not a citizen who is not disposed to respect of the law and obey the civil magistrate. And he is certainly not a good citizen who does not wish to promote by every mean in his power the welfare of the whole society of his fellow citizens. So who is a citizen? Adam Smith explains it that a citizen is somebody who respects the law and obeys the civil magistrate, and a good citizen then is somebody who not only respects the law and obeys the magistrate, but also uses all his powers, all his or her energies to promote the well-being of his entire society and the fellow citizens. Now you get the idea of being a citizen. So when you understand the idea of being a citizen, you have a prologue. You have a prologue of understanding the idea of being idea of the subject of civic and community engagement. Because being a citizen does not only means you have an ID card and that's it. You have legal rights, you have certain civil rights, and you have liberties. It is also means you have responsibilities now. You have not only rights, you have responsibilities. And being a citizen, purely speaking, in the sense of psychological sense, being a citizen also involves some kind of feelings, some kinds of associations. We have a saying that hubbul watani min al iman. It means being a citizen of a certain, if it can be interpreted like being a citizen of a certain a dweller of a certain city, you have an intimation towards, an association towards, a love towards your own city of dwelling, like I have for my own city of dwelling. Understand the idea of citizen, let's talk about citizenship. Citizenship is being part of that particular city, being part of that particular city. Remember that the idea of the city as well. City, we compare city to a village. We compare city to a village. You can also compare a city man, a citizen, to a villager man, a villager, village man or a villager. A village man has an association, intimation to his or her own village. A citizen has an intimacy and association with his or her own city. In Peshawar, we divide them into Kaliwal and Khare. Kaliwal is a villager and Khare is a citizen, a person who lives, or city dweller, a person who lives in a city. But purely speaking, in a legal terminology, citizenship is a legal status that entails a specific rights, certain specific rights and responsibilities within a state. If you get a citizenship of certain state, you are entitled to specific rights and you are also showered upon some responsibilities within that particular states. Now, you understand the idea of becoming a citizen, you understand the idea of citizenship. The word civics, where does it come from? The word civics, and what is civics? Because the course is civics and community engagement. So the idea of civic basically is from civis. Civis is from, means city, and civics is being part of a city or active participation in a city life. That is the initial idea. But today civics is the active participation, or civics is basically the study of the rights and duties of citizens and the function of the government. Not only the rights and duties of the citizen, but also how those citizens become citizens, what responsibilities they have, how they are kept accountable for their actions, who keep them accountable for their actions, and who gives them those rights and also puts some responsibilities on them, that is the government or different bodies of the government. So civics is the study of the rights and duties of citizen and the function of the government. So you become the citizen of this or that particular state. How do you become a citizen of a particular state? That is again the discussion of civics. Either you were born in that particular city, like I am born in Peshawar, or you are born in Sawat, you are born in Karachi, you are born in Lahore, you are born in, let's say, Laki Marwat, you are born in Dei Khan. So you are become a resident of that particular city, or you have migrated to that city. Like you migrated to Nashara, you migrated to Rawalpindi, you migrated to Lahore, you migrated to Quetta, and you start living there. So you become citizen through different means of that particular, so not in a legal, strictly legal sense, but in the social sense. Usually people say that we basically belong to, let's say we basically belong to Dir, but we live in Hyderabad, Peshawar. Or we belong to Sawat, but we live in Noshara Kent. We belong to Lahore, but we have moved to Rawalpindi. We now live in Rawalpindi. In the international sense, when you move from one country to another country, there are a lot of legal processes are involved, and the citizenship becomes very complex phenomena. You have to apply for becoming a citizen of a particular state. You can reside for a certain period of time as long as your visa allows. But if you want a permanent residence in certain countries, so each country around the world, they have their own laws, their own requirements of making you their citizens. In some countries, if you are born there, you become their citizens. In other countries, if you marry in somebody from that particular country, you become their citizen. So there are different types of citizenships that we study in this particular subject, and that is basically the subject matter of civics and community engagement, or the subject matter of only the civics as well.